Judge, the parties have reached a partial agreement on the matter of rearages, retroactive support, and current child support and medical support. The parties have agreed for the court to set Mr. Parks's current child support and medical support based on gross monthly income of $2,500 monthly with a cash medical reimbursement of $100 monthly beginning June 1st, 2025.
Is that, what kind of cash medical is it? Is it
Right,
reimbursement
with Ms. Weber being ordered to apply for a government health plan for the child.
Okay.
And that brings Mr. Parks's net resources to $2,078.63. One child before the court, one other. That guideline percentage is 17.5% of net resources. That comes to a current child support amount of $364 monthly beginning June 1st, 2025. The parties have also agreed for the court to take a child support arrearage judgment against Mr. Parks in the amount of $1,445.05 as of May 11th, 2025.
That's 1445.05.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
And further, the parties have agreed for the court to take a retroactive child support judgment against Mr. Parks in the amount of $8,464.
I'm sorry, repeat that again. 8,451.
464.
Okay. 8,464. Okay.
Yeah. As of May 11th, 2025. That's for a total cumulative child support judgment of $9,909.05. The parties have agreed for the court to order Mr. Parks to pay that judgment off at the rate of $100 per month beginning September 1st, 2025. The parties have agreed that there is no medical support judgment or dental support judgment to be taken against Mr. Parks at this time. And lastly, the parties agree to keep in place the previously ordered non-disclosure and talking parents provisions.
So it's just a non-disclosure for the phone number?
Right. And the parties have agreed for the court to appoint Ms. Weber as managing conservator of the child with the right to designate the child's primary residence and appoint Mr. Parks as the possessory conservator. That is the extent of the agreement. The contested issues would be the matter of geographic restriction and possession and access for Mr. Parks. And the state would request that the court make orders regarding court costs and assess those against Mr. Parks and order Mr. Parks to pay those to the Galveston County District Clerk on or before May 12th, 2026.
Okay, you may call witnesses.
All right. The state would first call Ms. Weber. All right. Ms. Weber.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of possession and access are you asking for the court to grant Mr. Parks with Gemma going forward?
0 access, 0 possession.
Why is that?
Because he has not expressed his want to see her at all. He hasn't followed the judge's orders to download the sober link, and he expressed to me that he had no intention to download sober link. He tried to see her, and when he did have access to her, he didn't even go to all the visitations at that time either. So I just don't think that he's taken this seriously. And I would like to be able to move to Dallas where my parents live so that I can go to work. And I'm not going to be able to work out of Dallas base for Southwest Airlines if I have to come here every 2 weeks just to show up for visitation if he doesn't show up.
Why are you wanting to move to the Dallas area?
That will allow my parents to be able to watch Gemma on weekends while I fly.
Do you have any immediate plans to move to the Dallas area?
I have zero immediate plans because right now I'm confined to Galveston County or surrounding counties. So I'm not able to move at the moment. But if the restrictions are lifted, then I will be able to move, and I do plan to move.
Okay.
Just so
Do you have a job offer or job transfer?
Yes, we can transfer.
Okay. Do you have any of that in place yet?
No, we can't transfer until they assign us to that base. So once my location or my geographic restriction is lifted, then I can apply to transfer, and then it'll be approved whenever it's up to them when I'm allowed in to that base. So basically, I can't apply to move to get transferred to Dallas until I'm allowed to move from the judge.
All right, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
All right, the state would call Mr. Parks.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Parks, what kind of possession and access are you asking for Gemma for the court to grant you today?
At this point in time, I would agree to Ms. Weber's request for no access and sole custody.
Why is that?
I tried to be involved in the child's life for an entire year. I had to track her down when she was having labor. She's blocked me from communications at months at a time and weeks at a time. And the reason that I did not,
the last court order. So let's stick to since the last court order for now. Or I guess you can talk now, but at some point I want to hear about specific dates because I know things were very bad in the past. That's why we put the temporary orders in place. So,
all right.
The fact that she blocked you a year ago doesn't really impact the current decision.
All right, Mr. Parks. So do you remember the terms of the additional temporary order that the court put in place that ordered you to participate in the SoberLink plan?
yes.
And what kind of steps, if any, have you taken to participate in that?
Well, that comes with a cost, and being unemployed, I could not afford it.
Okay. How much does that cost?
Close to $200 a month, I believe.
Okay. And have you made any efforts to cut back on any other expenses so you could pay for this program so you could exercise the possession and access that the court granted you?
I have, but I was trying to also maintain my house that I had in Kima. I had to lose that after 5 months. Last week I had $168 in my bank account, so.
Have you made any other efforts since January of 2025 to see your daughter, Gemma?
Well, January was the second order, correct? Temporary order?
Yes.
I can't see, well, yes, I did go to Jamie's apartment one time in February to just see her. I know that I couldn't have possession of her, but I wanted to see her and have a discussion with Jamie.
And what happened when you went to Ms. Weber's apartment?
We got into an argument and she asked me to leave.
Were any Was law enforcement called? Any
No,
authorities?
not at that, no.
Okay. Did the apartment complex put any sort of no trespassing orders in place
No.
for you? Did you cause any property damage at the apartment complex at that time?
Before I walked up to her apartment, I wrote with my finger in the dust of her car on the passenger side door, "I love you, won't change," with my finger, like where how you write "wash me" on a car. That was before I went to her apartment.
Did you key her car?
I did not.
Do you want to be able to see your daughter?
I know that Ms. Weber wants to move back into the Dallas area, and at this point, like I said, I'm willing to have no access.
Do you have any interest in being part of your daughter's life
If Ms. Weber,
in any capacity?
if Ms. Weber decides so, but I do.
Okay. What do you want that to look like?
It depends on how that works out. I mean, if she's living in Dallas, I mean, I potentially could move out of state eventually. So we would have to work those things out outside of the court.
Do you drink a lot?
I've used it as a coping mechanism in the past, but I'm no longer drinking.
Okay. Do you drunk dial Ms. Weber sometimes?
I cannot because I have no access to her phone number. She's blocked,
Um,
but I have not. No.
do you? Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, the state does not represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance to say anything additional you think I need to hear. I am going to stress again that I don't remember all the details from prior hearings, such as what you did for Southwest Airlines, ma'am. The details of all that kind of stuff, the details of the drinking. So if there's anything additional you all think I need to hear, please let me know.
Okay.
May the state briefly recall Ms. Weber?
You may.
Ms. Weber, did Mr. Parks come to visit you at your apartment complex since the January additional temporary order?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened?
He keyed my car. I have pictures of it. I also got, when I did call the police department, he punched my door as well and dented the door. So the apartment complex was notified. They put a criminal trespass warning against him. The sheriff's department came and visited me. I shared the details with him. He said he was going to go talk to Chad about the situation.
I'm not sure you heard, who put a criminal trespass?
Warning,
Yeah, who did that? You said they.
Galveston Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
There's just been so much drinking in the past. Even when he was ordered to only talk through the Talking Parents app, it's just still a lot of harassment. There's just a lot of harassment on the app. I mean, 100 messages, message after message after message after message, which was initially why he's blocked from my phone number. And it's just every time he drinks, that's what he does. And I try not to.
Has any of that happened? Has any of those types of messages happened since January?
Yes, ma'am. Since January, yes. Okay. Not in the month of May. It's really slowed down a lot. And I understand he told the judge that he wasn't drinking anymore. Both times we had a hearing, just to refresh her memory. He said he stopped drinking at this date and at this date. But the problem is he just keeps drinking. And I don't feel comfortable with him having any kind of visitation without, especially me there.
Under what circumstances do you think Mr. Parks should have possession and access?
I do agree with the sober link. I liked that idea that the judge put in play. I think access is fine as long as he has sober link. However, the only issue that arises is, I just won't be able to move because I won't be able to, when he does download it, if he does decide that he wants to see her versus going to the bar and spending his money on alcohol, then that just means I have to drive back every 2 weeks, so I won't be able to work that weekend. So that kind of puts me in the same predicament I'm in now. So that's fine. I can stay in Houston and I can live here. As long as Gemma's safe, that's my main concern. So if he downloads SoberLink, I do like that idea.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, again, do you have any other witnesses, Ms. Laskowski?
No, Judge.
Yeah, the state does not represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear. Yes, Ms. Weber, let's start with you.
Do you want me to explain what else? I'm sorry.
Anything additional you think I need to hear?
Anything additional you need to hear? I mean, Chad has been in a lot of trouble lately. I know he's been arrested a couple times since our last trial.
Do you know what for?
Well, one was, I looked it up, and one was harassment. The other one said, let's see, criminal mischief. And then in February, he keyed my car. It's just so many things are just worrisome for me. And so it just really scares me. It just scares me for her, really. And the fact that he's not showing any interest in downloading this app, when he was here, he told me he had no desire to do that. He wasn't going to do that. And then he left here immediately and went straight to the bar. And I understand that, the judge for his DWI that he got in October, he's not allowed to even go into a bar. And I just want him, if he wants to see his daughter, to not spend the money in those places and spend it on the SoberLink app and have visitation with her. If that's what he wants, if he wants to see her, I want him to make that happen. And I just only want you aware that this is things that I want for her. And I know he's in a lot of trouble right now. I understand that. I understand, he doesn't have a job still. He's looking for that 6-figure job, and that's just not going to happen right now. And I know he's able to cut his housing costs. He's done that because he's staying with a friend. So I know he's trying, to do those things to cut those costs. And I want him to spend the money in the right way if he really wants to see his daughter. And if he doesn't, I'm okay with him signing away his rights and he can keep all of his money.
Mr. Parks, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
Yes. So the harassment charge is currently pending, so I'm not found guilty at the moment. Also, criminal mischief charge was because Jamie is claiming that I keyed her car, and so there was an arrest warrant. I've turned myself in with a bondsman on both of those charges. I have a lawyer, and I tend to fight those charges.
Okay. Are both of those involving Ms. Weber, or is one of them someone else?
The criminal mischief charge is because Ms. Weber called the sheriff's department.
The harassment charge, is that Ms. Weber or is that somebody else?
That's with my ex-wife. I'm currently working through some things with custody with Harbor.
Okay.
It was text messages one day, like for 10 minutes.
Is there sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Is there anything additional you'd like to say?
The only additional thing is that I tried my best to be involved. Like I said, throughout the year, Miss Weber didn't even inform me when she was in labor for the hospital. I found out she was, and I was allowed to go. During Christmas, I was in Louisiana with my parents, celebrating the holiday. I had bought Gemma what I could afford as a small Christmas gift. 4 days later, I arrived back in town and I had used the Talking Parents app to ask her if I could just leave the Christmas presents on her front doorstep. She told me absolutely not, that I should donate it to another child. So there's a lot of things that I've been dealing with to where I'm at the point where I am willing to assign my rights over to Jamie so that she can move and continue on with her life.
Just so you know, nobody has filed to do that yet, and the AG's office doesn't facilitate that. So it really, it's not going to happen today. Just be aware of that. If you all want to do that route, you'll have to consult private lawyers or law libraries or something to make that happen. It'll be before a different judge. I'm going to render judgment with a final order, and I'm changing a few of the things up. I'm appointing Miss Weber, the sole managing conservator, Mr. Parks, the possessory conservator. I'm ordering that Miss Weber has the right to determine the primary residence of the child within either Galveston and contiguous counties or Dallas and contiguous counties. For the visits, I'm ordering them per the temporary order, so all that sober link will apply. I am making a few changes though. The visits will be from 1 to 3 p.m. If in the Galveston area, the pickup and drop off will be at the Target at Marina Bay Drive. If it's Dallas, ma'am, I'm going to need your help here because I don't know. Dallas is a big place. I don't live there. I don't live anywhere near there. I was thinking a Target there as well. If you can find one that we can put in the order, that would be great.
Okay.
So we're going to get back to that in a moment. Also, Mr. Parks has to notify Miss Weber by talking parents of an intent to exercise a visit at least 72 hours in advance. This way she's not having to constantly go to Parks and or Targets and sit and wait for something that may or may not happen. Sir, I do encourage you to start visiting. I encourage you to get the alcohol in check. I think it'll help you in a lot of places. And this is your daughter. Nothing in this order is to keep you from her. I am ordering that Mr. Parks pay child support and medical support. I'm going to change the cash medical payment to $50 each month beginning June 1st of 2025. So I'm ordering that he pay cash medical $50 each month to Ms. Weber beginning June 1st, 2025. That does affect the child support. That is changed to $372. So Mr. Parks is ordered to pay to Ms. Weber $372 each month beginning June 1st, 2025. And monthly thereafter until statutory terminations. I'm going to approve the agreed cumulative judgment of $9,909.05 as of May 11th, 2025. And I'm ordering that Mr. Parks pay that back at a rate of $100 each month beginning September 1st of 2025. I'm finding there's no medical or dental judgments. I'm approving and continuing the non-disclosure for Ms. Weber of her phone number. I'm ordering talking parents to continue, and I'm ordering that Mr. Parks pay court costs to Galveston County by May 12th of 2026. And the state's going to draft the final order, but let's get back to the pickup and drop off in Dallas. Ma'am, do you know of a Target that would work?
Oh, I can look one up. There's one right by the airport.
Okay.
Okay, here I found it. It is 9440 Marsh Lane, MARSH,
Is that Dallas?
Dallas, Texas,
All right.
75220.
So
Okay.
as I said, the state is going to draft the order based on my ruling today, and they'll be sending it to both of you through DocuSign shortly to review and sign off on. Thank you both for coming in and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.